It is essential that students have a comfortable learning environment to foster creativity and ingenuity. So I'm going to give you a little tour of my classroom, and that way you can know where my students learn each day. So if you look around the room when you first walk in, you'll notice there's a lot of bright colors, there's good informational posters and materials that help aid the students' learning. One thing I have over here by the door is group contracts. This is where students keep track of their group rules, which are self-made, and also they're responsible for keeping track of their missed flipped assignments. This gives the students some responsibility and ownership within their groups. Then you'll see the PBL board, which highlights the launch doc, driving question, rubric, everything they need to know about the PBL when we first start. And here I just have the essentials that students need: tissues, hand sanitizer, and of course, being an English classroom, dictionaries and thesauruses. Each day I post an agenda so that students are aware of what we're going to be doing, and also to keep me on track. And next to the agenda, you'll find the need to knows we're currently working on. Then if you come over here, you'll see an anchor chart that informs students and reminds them of how I expect them to set up their Google Docs so that I can differentiate them from the other students and know which assignment it is that they're turning in. Then if you pan over here, I have my bookshelf with all the books that students can use, as well as turn-in buckets, and a graded work bucket, and as well as a late work bucket that I check every Wednesday and Friday. And then being that I also teach social studies, I have a nice, awesome map that a parent actually donated to me and my kids, so we're very grateful for that. As I teach 7th grade writing, I also focus on having anchor charts that guide students' writing so that they can reference it quickly and know my expectations for the writing so that they can sculpt and improve their writing. Over here by my desk, you'll see a desk for students to sit at. This is mainly if I need to work with them one-on-one or if they're distracted, just a good space away from other students to work. And we have our little pictographs from the Wonder assignment working well on, as well as an inspirational quote. And then as you can see, I really prioritize keeping my desk organized and neat, not only because I'm OCD, but also it aids in me helping out the students and knowing where everything is. And then here you'll just find my bulletin board that tells you a little bit about me. You see pictures of my family, most importantly my dog, as well as pictures that students have drawn for me, birthday card, and other mementos from the students. And then this wall always changes up depending on the concept we're working on. Right now we're working on plot, so I have a plot diagram where students can map out their stories and focus on that. And then over here you'll see a shelf that has supplies for myself and my students, and I try to keep it pretty organized and make sure it's not a dumping ground for extra materials. And I have my tall table where I can work with groups and really focus on pulling them out. And another anchor chart, these change depending on what we're working on as well. Right now we're working on text evidence and incorporating that, and also expanding on text evidence to put our own thoughts. And then of course over here we have our knows and need to know walls. We have 6th and 7th grade knows and need to knows. And then the last thing I want to show you is just how an overview of my classroom and how I have my chairs set up. You'll notice that the chairs are set up so that students are facing each other while also facing the front of the classroom. This allows me to pull up a chair in the middle and talk with them and make sure that every student has a good view of the front of the classroom when other students are giving presentations or if they need to be looking at something on the board, while also fostering conversation within groups. So that's my classroom. Hope you enjoyed if you haven't been in here already.